Ben was a curious boy who lived in a small village near a big, magical forest. His favorite thing to do after school was to run into the woods to explore. The forest felt mysterious and full of life. The trees stretched up to the sky, and birds sang from the branches. Whenever Ben walked through the woods, he felt like everything was alive, like the trees, leaves, and even the wind were whispering secrets to him. One afternoon, while exploring deeper into the forest than ever before, Ben found a giant oak tree. It was much older and taller than any tree he had seen before. The trunk was thick, and its branches stretched out like arms offering shelter. Ben sat down beneath it, feeling safe under the oak's wide shadow. As he leaned back against the trunk to rest, he suddenly heard a soft voice. It wasn't the wind or the birds, it was something else, something gentle yet powerful. "Hello, Ben," the voice said. Ben sat up, startled but curious. He looked around, but there was no one else in sight. "Who's there?" he asked, his heart beating a little faster. "It's me, the oak tree," the voice replied calmly. "I've been here for hundreds of years. You are special, Ben, because you can hear me. Most people pass by without listening." Ben was amazed. "You can talk," the oak tree's branches swayed slightly. "Not to everyone, but to those who truly care about nature, like you." From that day on, Ben returned to the oak tree every afternoon. The oak told him stories of the forest, how it had seen countless seasons, how the wind whispered secrets, and how all the animals and plants worked together to keep the forest alive. Ben listened carefully, fascinated by everything he learned. The forest wasn't just a place to play, it was a living, breathing world. Weeks passed, and Ben and the oak tree became close friends. But one day, Ben noticed that the oak's voice sounded different, quieter than before. Worried, Ben asked, "What's wrong? Why do you sound sad?" The oak tree sighed, its leaves rustling softly. "The forest is in trouble, Ben. People come here and don't take care of it anymore. They leave trash, break branches, and disturb the animals. The trees are getting weaker. We are trying to survive, but it's becoming harder." Ben's heart sank. He had always thought of the forest as a place of beauty and wonder, but now he saw that it was also vulnerable. "What can I do to help?" he asked. "You can be our voice," the oak tree said. "Tell your friends and family to take care of the forest. If enough people understand, maybe we can heal." Ben knew the oak was right. The next day at school, he gathered his friends and told them everything the oak tree had shared with him. At first, they laughed, not believing that a tree could talk. But Ben didn't give up. He explained how important the forest was, how it provided clean air, a home for animals, and a peaceful place for everyone to enjoy. He told them how the trees were suffering and needed help. Slowly, his friends began to understand. They agreed to visit the forest with Ben and see for themselves. Together, they walked through the woods, picking up litter and making sure not to harm any plants or animals. They even promised to tell their families and neighbors about the importance of keeping the forest clean and healthy. Ben felt proud. He had started something important. Every time he visited the oak tree after that, the leaves would rustle in the wind, as if the tree was thanking him. Ben realized that taking care of the forest wasn't just about picking up trash, it was about respecting nature and understanding that everyone could make a difference. From that day forward, Ben and his friends became the protectors of the forest. And although most people never heard the trees speak, Ben knew their voices were always there, waiting for someone who cared enough to listen.